My name is Rochelle Kerwin, and this is my podcast addressing a scenario jeopardising the positive learning environment of my hypothetical classroom. So here is the scenario, and it relates to grade 4. Now, when developing my resource, empirical and theoretical research helped in understanding possible psychological and developmental reasons for this behaviour, and therefore how to go about addressing it. Now, the first is Glass's choice theory, which suggests that students' behaviour may be due to a failure of social interactions during group work to meet one or more of 5 basic human needs. And the second is Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory, which examines how the environment impacts the child and in turn how the child impacts the environment, and thus explains the escalating negative behaviours during group work. Now, as the teacher in the scenario, I'm committed to reinstating a positive learning environment. But what does it look like? Research suggests that the keys to a positive learning environment are a student-centred pedagogy, opportunities for collaboration, it's a psychologically safe space, and there is mutual respect between all users of that space. Now looking at the key social skills for successful group work, as described by Johnson & Johnson, it's evident that mutual respect, social sensitivity, and psychological safety are keys for both positive learning environments and successful group work. Now, these skills can be developed by addressing substrands of Akara's personal and social capabilities, which guide my resource, which is a planned learning experience. Now, the learning intentions and success criteria centre around increasing students' self-awareness and social awareness through discussion, practice, and reflection. Now, most importantly, to accommodate collaboration, the classroom needs to be cleared of obstructions, including desks and possibly chairs. Now, a range of teaching strategies and activities supported by research as promoting learning environments and collaboration have been incorporated into the plan and its success criteria, including class meetings, group work, and reflective practice. So students sit in a circle and the teacher initiates the class meeting, explaining the rules relating to turn taking for speaking, using a softball to assist with classroom management. Now, the teacher emphasises respectful listening and that the focus is on current group work behaviour, but keeps the door open to discuss personal issues after the lesson concludes. Now, the teacher writes some guiding questions on the board as a visual reference for students and models how to evaluate possible reasons driving the current group work behaviour and its effects. The students then discuss this topic, with the teacher providing guidance only when necessary. Now, the teacher will seek suggestions from the class for solutions and write 3 to 4 of these on the board as a guide to positive group work behaviour. And possible suggestions are listed on the plan. Next, the teacher allocates students into groups of 6 to 8 for the EUN130 activity. Now, it's explained to students that this activity is an opportunity for them to practice their solutions, and the teacher explains how to play. Now, the Human Knot Game is a common cooperative teamwork activity recommended for ages 7 and over. So the students stand in a circle, they reach out to hold hands with other students. Each hand connects to a different person, and the aim is to untangle the knot without letting go. So students try to untangle themselves, and if the chain is broken, then the group needs to start over. The teacher rotates around groups, providing open-ended questioning to help guide group work and gives regular positive reinforcement. Now, after about 10 minutes, the teacher stops the students and asks if they have any more suggestions to add to the list created earlier. The lesson concludes with a written self-reflection. Again, a list of possible guiding questions are listed in the plan. But the written reflection acts as an exit ticket from the lesson and as a contract for accountability of the student's own behaviour in future group work. Now, the pedagogical approaches used are based on theories by Bandura and Vygotsky. Vygotsky in particular focuses on scaffolding and movement through the student's zone of proximal development to a higher level of competency. Now, the zone of proximal development refers to the difference between what a learner can do independently and what they can achieve with skilled guidance or in collaboration with more capable peers. Scaffolding in the lesson plan moved through explicit teaching to guided practice with peers to an independent self-reflection. Now, the embedded differentiation also maximises the learning experience for students. Hyson and Taylor strongly advocate circle-based activities in promoting equality amongst students. Both the class meeting and the human knot activity were circular activities. Now, 5 of Yunka Porter's 8 ways of knowing were also used to ensure First Nations students can engage without battling cultural blindness. And finally, Fleming and Baum's VARC learning elements are included throughout to support the engagement of different learning styles. Now, furthering the effectiveness of my planned learning experience is its age appropriateness. Now, Erickson believed that at the typical age of Year 4 students, children need to develop a sense of industry in order to build their self-confidence. Therefore, social experiences are strongly linked to behavioural outcomes related to identity and expressiveness. All students had the opportunity to contribute and received positive reinforcement throughout my planned learning experience. Kohlberg and Hirsch's stages of morality theory suggest that typical Year 4 students may actually span operating at pre-conventional and conventional morality levels. As such, the class meeting and the strategic grouping of students for the human knot may help move students from egocentrism to developing a higher level of social sensitivity. So, successful implementation of the lesson will ensure the class refocuses on collaboration instead of competition during group work, and as such reinstate a positive learning environment. Now, here are my references, and thanks for watching.